Hey guys, happy Thursday everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. And in today's episode, this is already part two of our daily rigor with you guys. And in our video earlier this morning or this afternoon, I was able to cover these stocks. So if you have not watched that video yet and you have any of these stocks in your portfolio, I'm inviting you guys to also take a look at our insights for these stocks. At the same time, thank you for those people who have dropped a comment and requested their videos, their stocks. I will be discussing these for you guys today. So I have these as our outline. Okay, I already talked about the index, so I will skip that part. I'd like to jump ahead and talk about SCC over here. So let me just pull it down over here so that it's easier to go through. Okay, there you go. Oh, I'll do it from here. Okay, so let us begin. SCC. Okay, for SCC, have we already reached a double bottom? Not yet, but we are still outside of our Bollinger Band. By the way, guys, I am using a Bollinger Band over here. So you see that three lines there. So that's a Bollinger Band. Right at the center in a Bollinger Band is what we call a moving average. It varies depending on the settings that we put here. So in a Bollinger Band, so you can just change it here. At the same time, we're also using an RSI and we're just using the default settings. Let's start. We are expecting or anticipating for SCC to revisit our 8.66 level. The reason being is we saw this area over here where we had consolidation for 3 days straight, establishing a support at that level. So just in any case, it touches the 8.66 again. What we want to also check next would be our RSI. If we maintain the same upward here pattern, if your last RSI here is much higher than this one over here, just aligned or in line with the previous bottom that we had. So that now could mean a possible change in direction, which is a bounce. So let's find out and see what happens around that level. I don't know if it'll take a few more days or just in a span of a day, it'll touch the level and then who knows, on the same day it could even bounce. Okay, so that too can happen. So just would be great if you can watch the market full time, but if you want, you can just watch and see how it happens normally by end of day. At least you already have a full picture. Otherwise, just wait till it closes. Okay. MPI is next. MPI is also trying to retest your previous support over here. As you can see, you had 2 days straight of consolidation right at the level where it is at right now, which is around 3.16. It dropped up to this point, managed to bounce a little bit and trying to retest. Now, two things can happen here. If it validates our support level, then good. But if it breaks that, then that could mean a continuation of a downtrend. Take a look at your declining RSI here. See that? That's your RSI. Your resistance. Oops. Let me just do that again. This is your resistance level declining, right? And then if it breaks your support over here, then it could also mean a continuation of a downtrend. Could be right there. Yes. Okay, so if it breaks this, it could continue to go down. And if I'm just going to extend that, it could even reach the next support around 2.97. Okay, the reason why I said that is, okay, if it breaks this, I will screen to the left, and the nearest resistance I see is right over here. And as we all know, when we go beyond the resistance and when it drops, it could revisit your previous resistance and create a support over there. So possible area could be right over here if it continues to drop. But if it validates this support, then that could be a good sign. And the moment it breaks this declining resistance, then you have a breakout play. Okay, so that's your trigger over there. Puregold. I think this is a hot stock during these days because we are highly dependent on consumer goods, especially groceries and anything we can consume, and we buy it in Puregold. Let's take a look. So it respected the our MA20 line over here. As you can see, it went sideways, managed to bounce a little bit, and now it retraced and respected your MA20 line. So let us see if it'll continue to move higher. In the meantime, I am using the MA20 level as our support area. Okay, so this used to be your resistance over here, and we managed to break out of that. It retested your previous resistance and created, but possibly created a support at that level. So if you want to give it a try, although technically we are already at the higher price level, but if you see a solid foundation of the company, then I guess if you're a long-term investor, regardless, right, uh, this could already be a good opportunity because we can never tell. It could even break your 52 high right at this level. Well, I think it already did. It did break. Not yet. Yeah, this was your July of 2019. Yeah, we already broke that. Looks like it when we reached this part over here. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Just use 4721 as our nearest support. FB, okay. The body of the candlestick is starting to become smaller and smaller as we go down. That could also possibly mean that we are about to face a bounce soon. So let's see if I'm to plot it there, and if you go to weekly chart, okay, so in a weekly chart you already have your doji over there. Let me pull that down a little lower because I saw this when I look to the left. The nearest area I see where price is consolidating at is this price level. This used to be your resistance, and we went up and down, then we broke out of that. It's now retesting that support, previous resistance, now creating a support at that level. What is this? June 8th, it's done. Okay, so let's observe your 63.01. That's on a weekly chart, so let's take a look at where it falls in our daily. Okay, so this is the support on your daily chart. So it looks like since we have not really engulfed this red candlestick, I don't know if it did end outside. Okay, so look at this. It dropped, right? That's the first candlestick that triggered a downtrend. And then it went green, but it did not fully engulf this red candlestick in the next 3 days. So there was green, yes, another green, but still on a decline. So what happened next is you did not have a successful bounce. Then decline persisted. Then possibly because the movements right now is I'm seeing a sideways in the past 4 days, so it could mean a possible bounce this time around the 63.01. At the same time, we have also validated that on a weekly chart, and we found a support level in this area. Therefore, the first support that we are pegging at is 63.01. And MWC. MWC, okay, not looking good. As you can see, this has been respecting your MA20 line for several days, but there was a breakdown in price. Let's just observe, because there is also a resistance built at this level, so it could be a make or break day. But I just feel like because this has started to climb up, there could be some more profit taking exercises that will happen here. Okay, so looks like the next area it could revisit in case the 12.94 gets broken, or 12.90 gets broken. Then the next area to revisit is 11.95. So watch out and see if it indeed will break this, and then let's catch it here. Next would be ICT. For ICT, guys, I checked and we are currently below the MA20 line. So what's interesting in this pattern is that when it reached this price level, there was a bounce that happened. So that could also mean that we might be establishing a support in this area right now. So I'm not saying it will bounce right away, but it could also mean that it will just fluctuate within this price level, 93.18 to 98, before it fully takes off. Okay, so I'm plotting the area 93.18 as our nearest support right now. If that gets broken, you know what's going to happen next, right? We'll look at the next possible resistance or next possible support. So right now I see a resistance and a possible support at this level, 88 point, around that, 88.83. Okay, let's take a look how it forms in your weekly chart. So as you can see here, some consolidation and also support. This as well being your MA20 line. So these are significant areas to observe. Next is BDO. BDO currently is just stabilizing, doing sideways, but you already have a lot of foreign buying that happened today. So two things here. For now, let's still continue to plot our support around 89.24. There is also a big possibility that it could go lower, because it's in fact an area could be as low as 85.26 to 89.24. Those are the possible areas of bounce, very close to where it is at right now. Okay, this price level. Overall, really just take advantage of this opportunity now that BDO is super cheap level. Seldom do I recommend, but BDO is one of the stocks in the index that's pretty much stable. In fact, there's 31 million in foreign buying, so institutions are already starting to accumulate. SMC. I think another good company as well is SMC, with the airport, right, that is being built. This could mean something promising for this stock in the coming days, especially when it goes fully operational. Currently, I'd like to plot our support at the level where you had your previous resistance. Okay, see this support, previous resistance. Once you break that and it revisits, that becomes your support. See, it bounces at that level. Now, two things, because between it dropping some more and moving higher, so the risk to reward ratio right now is at a promising level. Unless you want to be very, very conservative and really watch and see if it breaks, then you can just wait for it to drop and see if it will revisit 72 area. But I feel this price level is already the bottom. Two things can happen. It could just bounce there or revisit that. Once it revisits the 73.87, you know what to do. We want to see RSI much higher this time compared to the bottom that you had here oversold. So those are the things we need to watch out for. Meralco. Meralco also is looks like it's attempting to revisit your previous support at the 251.90. Okay, look at this. We had a support at this level before, but it broke that 260.45. That used to be our support. It started to trigger a downtrend there. So let us see if 252.41 will be revisited, and it bounced right after that. Also very close to the previous bottom over here. So let us see. You just need more volume, I would think. Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific still on a downtrend. Let us see here. Still respecting the support at this area. So, yep, it could also drop some more right at this level or at this level. So I have two more areas to monitor right now. This and your previous support. I mean bottom. Okay. If it breaks this, it could drop here. Reason being is I saw this is where it bounced, and this one as well, and it could possibly revisit this area if it drops some more. That is Cebu Pacific. MAC. As for MAC, what is this? August 20%. I think as we go near the date here, more and more people will buy August 11th there. All right, so what do you think, guys? This could also mean that we are establishing a support at the area where it is at right now. Why did it stop just right at the level where it stopped before? There used to be a support here as well. Now, if 5.06 does not hold, the next possible drop could be, see that? Because that's your MA20 line. So if it drops, the next possible area could be this, and then the next possible area could be 370 or 367. In the meantime, let's closely monitor this 5.06 level because that's a potential support at the moment. Okay, in the meantime, yeah, just wait for confirmation. We know sometimes we all know that it's already cheap. We are so tempted, but the best thing that we can do is really wait for a confirmation, because sometimes, you know, resistance or support levels don't really hold, and like this one, sometimes your support does not hold, so it could persist. Drop or declines could continue to go down probably, right? The next one is MEG. As for MEG, still respecting your MA20 line, it's doing sideways overall, and so with that, I'd like to plot our support at the same area. Okay, it's still establishing that higher low. Okay, so so far we haven't broken that yet, but it's like an asymmetrical triangle right now, something like this. So, or descending triangle. Just closely monitor this. If it breaks out of this declining resistance, then that could also mean a possible breakout play there. So, and use 3.12. What is this? 3.12. 3.12 is our possible support right now. Next is DMC. As for DMC, okay, it is triggering the lower band, guys. So let's closely observe again, because it might, the chances of it dropping and revisiting your previous support are really high. Okay, look at that. And we're very close to that right now. Then we look at your RSI. So far it's still higher, so the next time it revisits your support, for example here, and we still maintain the same RSI position, then that could already mean bullish divergence. At the same time, I also want to remind everyone that we have to wait for a confirmation. Even though we know that this is already bouncing at this area, wait for a green candlestick to come out before you enter again. So that's a wiser move. MWIDE. MWIDE is trying to, oops, MWIDE is trying to trigger a, what is this? Do you think it's already outside? I don't think it's outside the lower Bollinger Band, but yeah, that could mean we're establishing a support at this level. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one too. So let's try to look at the weekly chart. Okay, same case. It's right at the MA20 in a weekly chart. So that could mean something. We might also be bouncing at that level. And the week is not over yet. We could end the week, we could end this candlestick with a wick bouncing at the 6.99. Remember, we are on a weekly chart. Every candlestick would mean 1 week worth. Sometimes when a daily chart gets too noisy, you can go check weekly so that you understand the overall sentiment of this stock. Right now, it's doing sideways, and there's a bounce that's happening right at this level. And when we went to the weekly chart, we've validated that indeed it's an MA20 line and it's a possible area of bounce. Next one is AC. AC also, okay, be extra careful. Remember what happened here is we had a bull run, went on a bullish move, and then people took profit. It bounced a little bit, and somehow in today's performance, it got rejected the moment it went near the MA20 level. So this is your possible resistance area, and we might have some more drops or yeah, profit taking by tomorrow and in the coming days. So let me just plot this level as our next support that we have to observe, because it might be challenged. If it continues to drop, then of course we might see it dropping around 706. So those are your key levels to really take a look, monitor. 5.38 on foreign buying, so who knows, right? We will be touching this level right in a span of 1 day, and then we bounce. So those are the key things to also take a look at. Now, yeah, so this is how far we have dropped from year to date. There you have it. The next one is Globe. As for Globe is currently very near a resistance, short-term resistance right at this level. I just feel that we might have some more triggers going down because this has climbed significantly during the quarantine period, and then we went sideways here, and now it is starting to decline. Okay, so be extra careful. I suggest wait for a maybe around this level. Let us see if it will bounce. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Okay, let us see if it will continue to respect your MA20 over here. There, 2086 level on a weekly chart. So where does it fall? Yeah, MA20 line. There you have it. Next one is SM. SM is also triggering a decline. People are just taking profit after it has rallied to the upside during the start of the quarantine. You know, SM, right? But people are just going there to shop for their basic needs. They still have revenue. That's why, despite the pandemic, the price is still shooting up. So right now, people are already taking profit, and the next possible support, because that was your previous resistance, would be 879.03. Okay, so if you want to start buying some more shares here, you are most welcome, because this company has already proven themselves to be stable despite the pandemic. The next one we are going to talk about is SMPH. SMPH also stabilizing. Okay, right, so there you have it. 30.43 level is our nearest support, and currently our RSI is close to 50. So let's just wait and see first. Let's try to see a validation before we get in. Okay, overall we're still very near the previous bottom. Wow, this is a long wick. So really, well, I'd say 50-50. We have to be very observant, because this is still quite a dip over here. That's a significant drop. So if your 30.50 gets broken, then there's really a big possibility that it could drop some more. So maybe if you want, you can just wait for a green candlestick to come out and enter once you see that happen. Okay, in the meantime, just sit back, relax, and see the action right here. Because I just have a feeling that it could drop some more. Let's see here. Yeah, so you're also seated right at the MA20 line. If it drops, next possible drop could be 28.68, because you had this. Okay, I'm just going to plot it there. 28.82. Okay, so just be very, very careful, because this might again trigger some more drops. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right here, because the video is starting to become very long. I plan to record, so this is done, probably another episode, so I can gather a few more requests. I don't want to bore you guys with a very, very long video. So these are the stocks I have covered here, and I have a few more to discuss on the next round. And I'll see if you guys are going to drop a comment for the stocks I have not reviewed today. I can definitely include it here. Okay, so far these are the stocks I have reviewed for today. I have 2 videos already. Okay, in the meantime, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. Thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for now.